Susan here. Welcome back to my channel. I figured tonight I would do a video on my five favorite Stephen King compilations or collections that he's written, either as himself or as Richard Bachman, because yes, one of them is the Bachman books. I am not going to go through all of the stories. That would take way too long. But I'm going to show you each one and tell you a bit about why it's on my top 5 list, okay? So let's start from the earliest to the latest. The first one is Night Shift, and it was published in 1978, and it has 19 short stories in it. And by short stories, I mean short stories. Like, it is the perfect book to read when you don't have a lot of time and you don't want to invest in a big, long story that you have to follow for a long time. These are just quick little stories. Give you an example. Jerusalem's Lot starts on page 1. Graveyard Shift starts on page 36. Not long, okay? And most of them are like that. They're like, okay, The Lawnmower Man, 203. Right next to it is Quitters Inc., 213. 10 pages, okay? Now, what Stephen King to me is the master storyteller, okay? He really gets you involved in his characters, makes you care about them, and then things happen. But that's the best part of it. The surprising twists and turns that Stephen King can do with his books is incredible. I am known as one of his constant readers, and that is a term that I wear proudly. I am a constant reader, and I have been for many, many years. I have a collection going. I'll do a video one day about my collection, and you can see just how big it is already. And it's being added to all the time. Okay, so that was my first one, is Night Shift. And the next one is the Bachman books, like I was saying. It was published in 1985, and it's 4 novels written as Richard Bachman. Now, in the beginning of this, there is an introduction as to why he was Richard Bachman. And it's interesting to read, and why he got known again as Stephen King is really interesting, how that came about. But this book has, where are we here? Let's get to the title page. 4 early novels by Stephen King, writing as Richard Bachman, were Rage, The Long Walk, Road Work, and The Running Man. Now, this is really valuable. A lot of people are trying to get their hands on especially the book Rage by Richard Bachman, because once the Columbine school shooting happened, Stephen King took that to heart, and Rage was no longer being published. So whatever's out there is out there, and I am happy to say I have a copy of Rage by Richard Bachman. Now, that is taking pride of place in my collection, and I will never give that up. Okay, the third out of the 5, this is 4 Past Midnight, and it's 4 published novels by Stephen King, and its claim to fame is The Langoliers is in here. That is quite the story. That one especially, out of the 4, that one gripped me. And that was before I saw the film adaptation of it. Just reading to me, reading is the best because you use your imagination with what he says to you. So it's not funneled through what a producer wants you to see. This is much more personal because it's coming out of your imagination just with the words Stephen King writes. The other book in here is The Library Policeman. That is a terrific book. A lot of people don't like it. You're going to have to read it for yourself to see whether you like it or don't. But that is why that one is on my list. And these are in no particular order as to why they're in the top 5. I'm just doing them according to the date published. So we're working our way up to the present. Now the next one on my top 5 is Full Dark, No Stars. Now in the beginning of this there is a quote here by Booklist, a starred review. Rarely has King gone this dark, but to say there are no stars here is crazy. This this is true, okay? 5 unforgettable short works from the #1 international best-selling author. Raw looks at the limits of greed, revenge, and self-deception. So, you gotta read this one. Full Dark, No Stars is on my top 5 list. Now the final one I'm going to show you tonight, this is The Bazaar of Bad Dreams. Okay, it was published in 2015. There are 20 stories, and what I like about this one is that each story is introduced by Stephen King with either its origins or his motivation to write it. And I really appreciate that because it gives you a peek inside the man's mind as to how it works, and it is fascinating. And I think it adds to the stories because it's an introduction to the story. So before you read the story, you read his introduction, and that is in the back of your mind while you're reading, and you can see how things happened that he came to write it. So this one also takes pride of place in my collection. And these are short stories. Okay, here we go. Mile 81 starts on page 5. Premium Harmony, the next one is 51. So 46 pages, you know. I like the short stories, okay? Sometimes you need a break from a long novel. Sometimes you just need to knock them off short story after short story. And I tend to read them one after the other, but in a book like this, you can skip around to whatever catches your fancy that day. So it's totally up to you. This one also has Blockade Billy in it. That's a great story. Blockade Billy, you have to read that one. But anyway, that is my top 5. Again, Bazaar of Bad Dreams, Full Dark, No Stars, 4 Past Midnight, The Bachman Books, and Night Shift. Okay? That is my top 5. If you are a reader of Stephen King, let me know in the comments section below what your top 5 compilations would be listed as. Yeah, I would love to hear what your thoughts are on this. This is all personal. I mean, it depends on who reads it and what they think of it and everything else. So, but those are my top 5. And for those of you that stayed to the end, I have an update. Okay, my video I got when I got this book. I promised to do a book review, Black Mountain by Victor Wolf. I have 116 pages left to read. Then I'll do my book review on this book. Okay, so stay tuned for that. It is almost there, guys. You're going to want to see this review. And Victor, if you're watching, you're going to want to see this review too. No sugarcoating, I promised. Okay, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.